Hi, everyone. So I'm having to deal with another change, and I I'm having a hard time with it. It doesn't even seem like that important of a change, probably to like most people, but it is to me. And I'm wondering if like there's anybody listening that like has had these kinds of feelings or thoughts before about this issue. So, the introverts next door that I'm always talking about, I love them because I never see them. And those fuckers have a dog. And they had a dog for like 2 years before I found out about it. My wife was like, "Did you see their dog?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Seriously? That's how quiet they are. You don't see them. They just keep to themselves." Well, they're leaving the neighborhood. They put up a for sale sign out right in front of their house. And yesterday had an open house and there were children that were with people looking at the fucking house. And so my immediate thought was, how dare you? How dare you leave us? And then I had the thought of like, why can't I pick the fucking neighbor that I want to leave the street? Like there's one, two, there's two that like I would love to just swap. Like you guys stay and they can go because they don't belong on this street. And I know that sounds really fucking asshole-ish to say, but it's true. They stick out. They're loud. Like, I don't know. Okay, but I guess everybody's got like one of those neighbors at least. But anyways, so like I've barely talked to these people. They've been next door to us, I think 5 years ago is when they bought that house. And we've had like maybe 2 conversations with them, and it was just about house stuff, like about splitting the cost to cut down the tree in between the houses and that stuff. But like I like the neighbors that I don't see very often, and they're one of them. So they're leaving, and so that's the first change. Like, oh no, you're leaving. I'm so used to you guys being there. I know your cars. I know your work schedules. I know that you go away on the weekend to camp during the spring and summer. If they found out that I like paid attention to this shit, I'd probably sound like a creeper, but it's not even like I sit there and try. You just notice. Like, I just notice these things. And so that's the first change. And I I don't really like talking to anybody around here, but it almost feels like, this feels so stupid to say out loud, but it almost feels like I'm taking it personally. Like, how dare you leave our fucking neighborhood? Like, what's wrong with us? What, you got somewhere else better you need to be? Like, but they're just adults living their lives, doing what they want to do, just like anybody else does. But like, I'm taking it personally, like, what the fuck's wrong with our street? And so that's the first change. And then the second change is, who the fuck are we getting? Who the fuck are we getting next door? And yes, I understand this is like stuff I cannot control. I get it, but I still have feelings about it. And I saw some kids, and no offense to anybody that's got kids. I'm sorry. I don't like them. They're not for me. And I mean, there's like a couple of my wife's nieces and nephews that I like, but I'm not really into kids. Neither is most of the people on this street, because there's no little kids on this fucking street. The last batch we had grew up and moved out. So anyways, so like, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get like people that like to have parties every weekend. Are they going to be responsible people? Is it one person? Is it 2 people? Is it a family? Like, what's your schedule going to be like? Are you going to be like disrupting the flow of the neighborhood? And, like, these are all the thoughts that are going through my head. And it doesn't, like, I guess it shouldn't matter, but it does to me. I don't know if other people feel this way. Like, my wife certainly doesn't. She doesn't give a fuck who's like moving in or leaving. But I do, because I have been home, working from home full time for quite a while now, like years. And I like how my days go. I know the neighborhood. I know everybody's schedule. And I don't think I even need to know this information, but for whatever reason, it comforts me to know it. I'm not like that neighbor that like snoops on people. I don't understand how you can live around people and not notice routines that they have and like when they leave, like, and not even like, not like you're trying to like know this stuff. You just notice it. I don't know. So yeah, they're fucking leaving. Good for them. And I don't know what we're going to get. And the only sorry, my talking sucks. I only got up a couple hours ago and I'm still fucking figuring out what to do with myself. But I don't remember what I was going to say. What was I going to say? I don't know. Probably wasn't important. This episode is just basically like, is there anybody out there that can relate to this, or do I just sound like a crazy person? I know that like the autistic part of this is the change. I do not like change. And if one more person tells me, well, that's just the part of life, you know, like everybody has to shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that. I know these things. I've been around for a while. I don't have to like them. And I'm not going to lose sleep over this. I'm not like that far gone, but I'm definitely going to be like paying attention to who the fuck moves in next door. That's what I was going to say. Cause they're so close to us next door. So like Janice, I think I mentioned this before. She bought the house in between our house and hers. I don't know, 20 years ago. She bought that house just to tear it down and have the whole, land or property or whatever, like to herself. So like there's Janice's house, there's this field of grass, and then there's our house, and then there's just a normal distance between our house and then the next house. And that's too close for me. So there's 3 introverts that live over there, and one of them I think is autistic. The 2 introverts that are leaving, and then the tenant that they have that stays in like their garage home or whatever. She's been there for years, and I'm pretty sure she's autistic, but she's staying as far as I know, because they put the house up for sale saying that like there's going to be a tenant, and you know, she'd like to stay, but like none of this is important. I just I like the introverts because I don't hear them, and then like you're so close to somebody else, and if they're loud, you know, like this neighborhood's small, you hear everything, like, you know, I don't know. And when I lived in apartments, I was the same way. I just didn't think I was going to be this way about a neighborhood, but whatever. But like when I lived in apartments, when I was in college, like I was in an upstairs apartment, and then there was just one downstairs neighbor, and I hated it when like I would get a decent one and then they would leave, because you don't know what you're getting, and half the time it wasn't anything I liked. So maybe like we really should think about moving into like the country or something, but I am not a country person, and I don't want to just be hanging out in the woods by myself with no people around. Like I need people to hear if I need them. Like I need them close enough for me to yell, "Hey." You know, but like that's close enough. But I at least want people around in case like I need them. But then that sounds like I'm using people, so I don't fucking know. But anyways, I'm getting ready to go do my Monday grocery shopping. And after that, I'm going to go to the zoo. And Walmart. Sorry. I'm going to go to Walmart and pick some stuff up and come home and work and feel nice and safe in my home. Was this a ridiculous episode? Why the fuck are they moving? Like, what's wrong? Like, you got a better job some other state or something? Like, come on. Like, I sound stupid. Oh my God. This is what change does to me. And like, how long is this going to take? Like, when are they officially leaving? When is somebody going to move in? I probably would be better off not living around people, but hopefully I have more life to live, and when I'm keep moving up in life, I'll get that house that's away from people. Okay, well, please, anybody out there, just send an email. It's somewhere on the podcast somewhere, and just be like, yes, I feel the same way. I know what you're talking about. That's all you have to say. Like, I just need confirmation that, like, I'm not a wacko. Well, I know I'm not a wacko. I need confirmation that this is, like, a normal kind of change to be a little bit concerned about. Although I think I sounded a little more than concerned this episode. I gotta go and get this fucking shopping over with. Okay, thank you for listening. Goodbye.